and welcome to Legioncraft, Season 2, Episode 1. I'm going to create a new world. Before I get into too much, I want to talk about YouTube and YouTube as my hobby. And I'll bring up kind of the reason why I'm talking about this in a minute, but this hobby's not exactly cheap, and it's actually funny how I started doing it, and I'm actually pretty happy about it. It hasn't been profitable or anything like that, but it has definitely been fun for me. I'm actually getting used to it. I'm just gonna go with that. Season 2. I probably should... I guess it really doesn't matter. Oh wait, no. I guess... I was thinking about something and I forgot that I need to be cheat codes enabled for that, which doesn't really make sense, but oh well. But yeah, I recently bought a new computer, or at least most of one. Funny enough, I would have been using my new computer right now if an order hadn't been, I guess, there hadn't been an issue with it. So I'm currently waiting. I probably will have to wait about another week before I can get my component, who started out in the snow. But yeah, I'm only one component away from actually having a relatively good computer. And my computer, or my new computer, is going to be really nice. I'm happy with it already, because I'm actually using my new monitor right now. And I ended up not really making my current computer into a good computer on purpose, because I was kind of intending it to be disposable, or at most I can convert it into, say, like a server or something. And that's pretty much what I built my current computer up to be. It was never really intended to record videos or anything like that. But I ended up doing it anyway, and I'm actually really glad I got to do that and experience how it is to have a relatively okay computer to start with. And this computer is not bad. Now granted, it's running a little bit slower nowadays. It's not built for this, but I mean, it's not bad. And yeah, it was probably around, what is it? I want to say a week ago, all my components finally came in. And so I'm setting it up, I'm putting everything together, and I go to put in one of the final things, the hard drive. And I go to plug it in. Now, granted, I had bought a SATA, but it wasn't actually a SATA, it was an SAS, which is usually used for servers. And well, that wouldn't have been too bad of an issue for me. I was kind of on a budget at that point. So yeah, it angered me pretty bad, and I won't go into too many details, but yeah, it upset me. To say the least, it really, really upset me. But now I'm just going to be doing a little bit of recording here. I want to basically say farewell to this computer, though I'm not throwing it away. That's the thing, is I'm actually going to be converting this into its intended use. I'm basically going to be converting this into a server, or I might, if needed, turn it into... Actually, I'm probably going to keep this for rendering. This computer isn't really built for, say, gaming, but it's not bad for rendering. So I might keep it for rendering, if only that. And it does have 2 terabytes of space, which is good for what I need it for. What is that? Ruins or something? Oh. Of course. I had to do controls because this got reset during my last playthrough too. Not playthrough, but what is it? I was doing testing. Oh, it's Meteor. I know that from anywhere. That outcropping usually means Meteor, yay! But I just want to get out of this frozen biome. Oh, press U. There you go. Yeah, you can tell it's a meteor. And I might want to go down this way. I do want to keep an eye on that. The meteor is really useful later on, but I can't really use it. Getting back to my computer, I was kind of confused when I got the hard drive, and I was trying to plug it in. I immediately noticed it wasn't a SATA, and that got me thinking for a second. I might be able to use it still. So I go and I would have to buy a new connector and everything like that. And it just wouldn't have been worth it because it's not built for the purpose I'm trying to get this computer used for. Or this new computer. And this new computer, it's not like top of the line. It wasn't intended to be top of the line. But it's better than average. And it makes me happy. That's what I'm gonna say. It just makes me happy. And right now, I'm currently lagging a bit. And it's just because I've added a bunch of stuff. I've also removed a bunch of stuff. One thing you may notice, though it's probably not too noticeable right now, is I've ditched IC2. It was a tough decision, but IC2 has been really dying the past couple of years. Probably past like 2-3 years now. Probably around 2 now. It's been really dying. Just... it's a nice system, but it's becoming really dated and it's not really progressing the way it probably should have been. And, well, I don't really dislike the mod. It's just no longer suiting my playstyle. So, it's been a long road with that. I may come back to it. I'm not sure. IC2's one of those near and dear to the heart things. By the way, Tinker's Construct, gone. Main reason I got rid of Tinker's Construct was because I was feeling like I had to get the better tool always, and at half the points I couldn't really progress any further until I did, and so I had to get a much better tool early on, and it slowed progression of my last playthrough significantly. Yay, Certus Quartz. Or is that just normal quartz? Ooh. Okay, that's ores something. Like simple ores or something like that. It's basically adding a bunch of ores that don't usually occur in-game. Or in these mod packs. Like zinc. I can't actually use zinc, but it's right here. Main reason I'm doing this is because I feel like there still should be a bunch of minerals. Ooh, oh, that's disappointing. I also have a physics mod, a physics light. I think that's what it's called. And basically what it does is, if you drop an item, it doesn't just magically float. No, it drops as an item. Same with books. Now, actually, I do have to go with fancy. Main reason I'm doing that is it doesn't really affect my performance at all, but a lot of the stuff looks much better when I drop it like that. because it actually stays in a 2D 3D 2D format. I'm actually going to get started pretty quickly on a couple of things. One of the mods I actually re-added was one of my favorite mods of all time. Also, I removed Legioncraft because it's bugged right now, and I can't transfer large amounts of energy between Rotarycraft and Electrocraft because there's a bug with, I think, the third tier and higher batteries just discharge 100% of their capacity instantly, no matter what it's used on. And that's an issue because you can't use the actual engine that's made for if it's going to basically be dead before you can, or it's going to deplete it in a second. And even having a constant stream of incoming energy does not fix that. So there's something wrong with the actual battery code, which is disappointing, but oh well. Because I got a better electric mod right now called Electrical Age, and this is somewhat replacing IC2. Now, it's not fully replacing it, as you can't really fully replace IC2 without IC2. What it is basically the only thing that works for it right now that is actually like really functional is the lights. The lights are really nice. And I'm actually thinking about doing a galactic playthrough. And that would be kind of hard for me to keep IC2 properly working for that. Now, it's not that hard. But again, it's no longer suiting my playstyle. And that's what really started disappointing me, was that it was starting to kind of fall behind it, and I was starting to neglect it a lot more than I should have, and more things were happening, and it just wasn't as fun as it used to be. Now again, I may come back to it. In fact, I likely will, because it's one of those near and dear to the heart mods, but I just have to let it sit for a little bit. Now, granted, I probably could have done a little bit more work with IC2. By the way, I need to toss that, get that cooked up, and make some torches. I may have a little bit of an echo. I actually moved my setup a little bit just because I was going to be accommodating a new computer. I'm currently, back against the wall, so there might be a small echo right now until I can sort things out, but you'll have to deal with that until, again, I fix it. Torches. Actually, I don't need this on right now. Let's start with that, and start with the basic digging. Now, of this, I still have Minecam, because Minecam is one of those mods that I really like, because it's chemistry. Chemistry has always been my thing. Yeah, pretty much chemistry has been one of my passions for too long. Just too long. And finding a mod that I can actually use for it, it's been fun. I'm really happy about it. Another thing, Terraformcraft, I'll be recording some of this after. I just need to get kind of set up here, start the actual Let's Play. I'm not sure if I'm going to have to reset this series at any point. I'm hoping not, but I can't guarantee that I'll continue it in the exact same way, because I'm going to be switching to a new computer. It may have issues with it, I'm not sure. I'm going to try to basically transfer everything over. It shouldn't have an issue, but if it does, just fair warning ahead, I may have to, like, reset this series. Now, I'm not going to be changing it to be Legioncraft Season 3. No, it's going to be Season 2 still, because it's going to be the same mod pack. It's just going to be, hopefully, the same world, and not some sort of nuisance issue that is unavoidable, which it may happen, because I've had issues where worlds that get transferred over don't transfer over properly. Ooh, I'm frozen. Okay. That was a interesting thing. That doesn't usually happen. Okay. Now for fuel. I need fuel. To put it simply. I do have copper. I have a couple of ideas, but right now I'm not going to use those ideas. I just need to get fuel. So, I'll take 2 of those because that should be enough to make enough fuel for me to basically deal with anything. Nope. 2 of those. And that should burn. Okay. Charcoal has a much better use now, which will be fun. But I still need it for torches right now, so, well, I'll deal with it. Now, I hear a cave somewhere, and I'm hoping I don't run into it too quickly, because I'd rather not have to deal with a cave right now. One of the few things I'm not looking forward to. Main reason is because with caves I have to deal with extra spawns and not as much resources. Though in the end it usually equals out pretty well. I just can't afford to be wasting time. There we go. Oh, it's snowing. That would explain that little lag spike I had earlier. But yeah, I've already got charged Certus quartz, which is actually amazing. I didn't know those actually dropped charged Certus quartz, so that's something new entirely, actually. I knew it dropped normal Certus, but fun. Diorite, I can use that later. In fact, can I make a chest right now? Yeah. I need a chest anyway, because sooner or later I'm going to need it to store things. And I could probably make some fuel, actually. Nah. I guess it's too late. It doesn't matter. I just need a chest. It really, really just does not matter right now. Huh. That's interesting. Oh. That's because... Oh, it's because the shortcuts are turned off. I turned them off because there's an issue with the R key when I'm typing, and it just keeps reorganizing my stuff. I actually want to keep a stack of that. And so it annoys me. The middle click still works though, so hooray. And it's a little laggy still. I'll have to deal with it for now. And there we go, first iron. And I like that I don't have to go leaps and bounds just to get a single piece of iron. That was annoying. One of the main things I really just disliked about the iguana tweaks of Tinker's construct was that you basically had to get a much higher tier equipment just to mine stuff that you probably could have mined in like 5 minutes of the game starting. Now, one thing about Minecraft, I have... Is that 10? Okay, that's 10. I'll be using that. I'll actually... I might be able to use that right now, actually. I have evil plans and ideas. I do, however, need a new pick. And I might go just a little bit of this. I do need iron regardless, so drop that, toss that, now get that going, that and that, there we go, get rid of all that. Lodestone, unfortunately, is not nearly as useful to me right now. Oh well. Copper isn't too... Oh, I guess copper is really useful to me right now. But not at this very second. I just need to suddenly look and make sure my recording was actually recording. But yeah, I actually like the dropping physics because what happens is things that fall onto corners, when they float, they sometimes bounce up and down, but they're actually on top of something. With this physics, if something drops, it drops on there, and it actually can roll, which entertains me and also serves the purpose of it can roll off of things. But yeah, till next time, if you like what you're watching, subscribe. If not, well, have a nice day. See you on the next episode. Thank you for watching, and remember, all shall subscribe to the one true